Okay. With me is activist, humanitarian, and comedian, Dick Gregory. And Mr. Gregory, I want to talk to you about a couple of things. The first 100 days of the first black president, what say you? Do you give him a grade, or is it an incomplete?
It has to be incomplete because, when you think about, look, I'm coming home with 2 bags of groceries. I got a meeting to go to. As I pull into my driveway, I hear an explosion, and it's my house. I drop the groceries. I forget to put the emergency brakes on. The car comes down, hits the garage. I run in the house and think, well, that's what happened with him when he got in. This is not normal. We using normal standards to judge this one another, and this is not normal. The Depression was nothing like this. During the Depression, people never had nothing before that. I dare you to teach me how to ride a bike and then unteach me how to ride a bike. One of the things, I've never seen the anger and the bitterness. The last time I seen folks this angry and bitter and scared was the Civil Rights Movement. But that was just black folks. This is all of America is scared now. The people who just lost their job. Do you realize General Motors is going to shut down 10? Well, think about if me and you work for General Motors. We can't even plan nothing for this summer. Our boat, we can't plan nothing. This fear. And here's the 2 biggest losers in this one. 3, women going to get battered like they've never been battered before because of the frustration of the men. The second and third going to be gays and Jews. See, they can convince all the white folks, all black folks is a blood or a crip, so they ain't jumping on black folks or they ain't jumping on Hispanics. But you never heard them say a Jew belonged to a gang or a gay belonged to a gang. You're going to see anti-Semitism run rampant. You're going to see gay bashing run rampant. Let me tell you what I based this on. Before the Great Depression, lynching in America had gone down to .0. After that, it went back up because people got to find somebody to jump out, to take their frustrations out. It's going to be worse now because they've had so much. They're losing so much. And nobody. You see, if we go back and look at Roosevelt, he had one secret. He had fireside chats. He didn't talk about bankers. He calmed the people. That's what those chats was. Them chats wasn't talking about, I'm going to get this legislation. He calmed the people. And once, nothing to fear but fear itself. He wasn't talking to no bankers. He was talking to my mama and poor white folks. And this have not happened today. And what need to happen is right now, what happens if the schools close because of the pandemic scare? You as a parent, where are you going? You have to go to work. Where's your children going? Can you imagine a whole city of children and nobody's made plans for this or even talked about it? And so consequently, what I would do if I was him to celebrate my 100 days, I'd take $100 million and I'd buy $50 million worth of rice and $50 million worth of beans. Now, who's the closest to all the communities? The firefighters, companies, and the police station. And I would put them beans in them stations and say, if you need anything, just get to the police station or the fire station.
So your first responders would be the persons that you would give the rice and all the other rations?
Yes, because then I don't have to worry about people coming out stealing to eat. Huh? Remember, Roosevelt said there'll be a car in every garage and 2 chickens in every... He didn't say he's going to put it there. It's something that when you take care of these little things that affect me, you see, you know why you're going to get this whole medical thing revamped? Because it's white folks that would have never worried about how they're going to be operated on until now. So that's a whole different paradigm. You see, there's one thing worse than being sick. It's scared to get sick. Huh? That never happened before. The best doctors, you had people with insurance go to the best doctors, the best hospitals, the best everything. That's over. And so consequently now, look, if I break my knee hurts me. If I'm worried about getting sick, my brain is broke. That's called a nervous breakdown. And if you leave here today and call and find out how many, all the dog shelters is full. See, we basing this on black folks. Okay? No, we don't understand white folks. White folks is getting rid of their dogs. All the shelters are full. Okay? They can't afford to feed the dogs and the family. If you look at the women's shelters, all of them are filled up all over the country. These guys are battling. I mean, it's just outrageous what's going on. And so when you sit and you look, did you see all them cops was killed in a 2-week period? These folks didn't come out and say, we're going to kill us some cops. They're just out of their mind because they've never been threatened with nothing. They've always had something. And Roosevelt, see, he ain't clever. At the end of World War II, they said, well, we got to do something for these white boys that got killed, for their wives. That's with aid of dependent children. And they said, we're just going to keep it long enough for them to get grown, then we can get rid of it. Well, they couldn't. So they might say, well, give it to black women. Aid of dependent, and that's how they was able to get rid of it. You know, they battered it, talk about this and that. And so right now, we need to stop everything I'm talking about now and deal with this group of people. The people that got $30 million, $100 million, that ain't stuff. That's hush money, baby. They the ones that did this. You think that the president of General Motors, you think he really got fired? He can go anywhere in the world and get a job with all the knowledge he knows. That's hush money. Why do you think they limousine drivers? If you could look up those town cars, Wall Street, they start off at $200,000 a year, okay, and go up to $2 million. Why? They see everything going on in the back seat. That's hush money, baby. These guys go to meetings that they can't leave a paper trail, so they can't fly, they can't take a train. It's in the car. That's what this payoff is about. And so consequently, my grandmother don't care about them. She cares about her grandchildren with a PhD is home living with her now. Okay? She's worried about that. She's angry. And so consequently, I think the first 100 days is like making a soup. And 90% of the ingredients you don't have to put in it.
So you are expecting a pandemic with the swine flu?
I don't know yet. They can go. See, this might be a dry run, you know. See, they tell us things. No plane, 747, is going to fly that low to the World Trade Building in New York City unless there's something we don't know about. And I don't want nobody telling me Obama was outraged. Now, somebody should be fired. Somebody should be fired. Do you realize if your grandmother was in New York and panicked and had a heart attack, do you know the government got to pay her? Do you know? And look, my little dumb cousin, those publicity pictures they want, he can do that with an airbrush. Huh? And did you know the next day they were supposed to do it here in D.C.?
Yeah, at the monuments here.
It was canceled.
Yes.
Okay, well, what are they really doing? You know? Why would you take a 747 up?
Air Force One.
You know, you can know. See, it really ain't Air Force One.
Until he's on it, it's Air Force One.
Yeah, they got 20 of those things. And most of them are laboratories. So I don't know if they was running tests or they was dropping something. But most of those are labs.